Hey, I'm Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post show. Coming up in today's show, the big interview is with singer-songwriter Conor Ward. First, though, the top stories in Limerick this week, and it's massive news because the Ryder Cup 2026 is coming to the Adair Manor. It's absolutely huge, and let's hear from the man himself. It's JP McManus.
Noreen and I were absolutely thrilled, delighted that Adair Manor has been honoured with hosting the 2026 Ryder Cup. Firstly for Ireland and of course then for the southwest region of the country. It has been a dream of ours that when we acquired the Adair Manor in 2015 that someday we would see a Ryder Cup held here at Adair. So we're thrilled now that it has become a reality.
Some more great news for Limerick City. On the Maybank holiday weekend, Riverfest took place and we saw loads of things happening all across the water and on land as well. And it's gone and picked up an award. Oh yes, Riverfest has won Best Overall Event at the Event Industry Awards. Massive congratulations to everyone involved. And finally, some more great news for Limerick City. There's talks that Marks and Spencer's may finally be landing into Arthur's Quay Park. I cannot wait for that one because I'm obsessed with Percy pigs. Now, next up to our Out and About section, I caught up with Focus Ireland who launched Shine a Light Night in King John's Castle, and I spoke to Kate all about the event. Kate, tell us about the event that you're hosting here.
So in October we're hosting a sleep out in aid of Focus Ireland here in King's John Castle. So we're looking for all business leaders, companies to maybe put someone forward to sleep out for fundraising for Focus Ireland.
Now, the work that Focus Ireland do is to look after homeless families and those that are maybe threatened to be homeless. And can you tell us a bit more about the work you guys do?
Yeah, we've been in Limerick since '98, but obviously over the last couple of years, the people we work with, the numbers increase, which is, I suppose, in this day and age, is very disappointing. So we work with families, we work with young people, we work with single adults. We work with people who have mental health issues. We work with, I suppose, people who just even have only a housing need. So quite an array of people.
It is quite an awful lot. And can you tell me about homelessness in Limerick right now?
Yeah, look, I suppose like the homelessness is a national problem. I know Dublin sometimes gets the most of the media attention, but there's a significant homeless problem in Limerick. You have over 30 families at the moment sleeping in hotel and B&Bs across the city, which, you know, it's wrong, but it's not a number that we can't beat and that we can't get solutions for.
I think the scary thing about it is to think that there's children homeless in Ireland and Limerick and all around the place. It's just, that's I think what's very alarming. To think that people like as young as babies, as you said, living in hotels and have nowhere to live.
Yeah, and I think it's only in years to come we're going to just see the impact and trauma of that in terms of kids and their childhood, because you know, kids shouldn't be living in hotel and B&Bs, and especially during the summer as well. They should be out playing with their friends in their neighbourhood and, you know, going to summer camps and all of that, you know. So it's a difficult time of year, any time of year, but I suppose the summer months, you know, more so as well.
It is very tough. Kate, thank you so much for chatting to the Limerick Post. I wish you all the best for your event.
Thanks, Meghann.
John Keogh back in studio from Sporting Limerick because you were here for the Munster final and you're back again now for the All-Ireland semi-final, Limerick versus Kilkenny, Saturday evening in Croke Park. It is going to be massive.
Yeah, it's going to be epic, I think. You know, you've a current powerhouse in Limerick, All-Ireland champions against the old, I don't know what you call them at this stage, Kilkenny, the old hands at it with Brian Cody, their manager for the last 20 odd years, 21 years now, maybe 22. Look, it's set up to be a cracker. The atmosphere is building. It's been slowly building throughout the week, I think, rather than where we were last talking here about the Munster final, where it was just throbbing build up from minute one when both teams were confirmed. But no, look, it's all set up to be an absolute belter.
And I think a lot of people are talking, saying like you can never write off Kilkenny because they are the cats at the end of the day. I know everyone says Limerick are the favourites. Limerick have the young, strong players coming through, but Cats want to get back to winning ways, and they want to get that silverware again. They want Lee McCarthy to come back to Kilkenny.
Absolutely, they do. You know, people are talking about Kilkenny being in transition, but yet their Leinster final, look at it, lost to Wexford. They're in All-Ireland semi-final, blitzed Cork last time out. Slowly but surely, they're unearthing players as the season goes on. Adrian Mullen being one, great season, club season with Ballyhale Shamrocks when they won the Club All-Ireland, they're likes of Richie Hogan is back to full fitness. Colin Fennelly's in fine form. Walter Walsh is coming back again. You know, they have the forwards, but the big question is, do they have the backs to hold Limerick's forwards? And I suppose we'll find out Saturday.
I think on the day it's going to be tough for both teams because you're going to be wanting to mark the likes of TJ Reid very well, but then on the other hand, Kilkenny are going to want to watching Aaron Gillan. So, you know, what way do you think they're going to play out the game?
Well, the general consensus seems to be, and I agree with it, is that Limerick will target Kilkenny's full back line. Cork did so in the semi-final, and I think Pat Horgan and Alan Cadigan between them scored something like 315 of Cork's total. So that's a blatant one for Limerick to target. Tipperary tried to bottle up Aaron Gillan in the Munster final. They did a great job in it. Brendan Maher moved them back from half back to one of the full back positions. But it freed up Graham Mulcahy and Peter Casey. So Limerick just don't have one threat in Aaron Gillan. I think that, as I said in the podcast with Keane yesterday, Limerick have 6 forwards, maybe 9 forwards with 3 coming off the bench, and Shane Dowling, Pat Ryan, and maybe, I don't know, as Darragh Donovan, maybe midfield as well. So we don't know the team as of yet, but we're just guessing Limerick will be unchanged. You know, so Limerick have threats from everywhere. Can Kilkenny hold Limerick's forwards? Limerick's backs have done a great job in holding forwards invariably over the last 18 months. That seems to me to be the biggest one. If Kilkenny can hold Limerick's full forward line, they're in with a huge shout. But, and I've said this every year all year, I said every year last year, if Limerick play to their fullest potential, as they did in the Munster final, as they did against Clare and Waterford in Munster round robin, I don't see any team in the country beating them.
Now, you were saying there that you reckon it's going to be an unchanged squad from the last time. Is there any injuries or are all the lads at full fitness?
No, John Kiley in the press conference on Monday said he's picking from a full hand. So brilliant. I'd imagine, given the form in the Munster final, there won't be any changes. You'd never know, though. A couple of little things, players performing in training, but I can't see Limerick being unchanged. And as well as that, Richie McCarthy is back in full training. He got injured a couple of weeks after the All-Ireland last year. Very, very bad cruciate ligament injury. So he's been added to the panel. He's been training all along, but he's back in the mix for selection now as well. So look, it's all positive from that front from Limerick by all accounts. So I'd expect certainly not the team to be changed, but we don't know as of yet.
And what do you think about it being played Saturday evening? I know a lot of fans are giving out because, especially those with children, it's a long trek up to Croke Park and then to get back down again. But even for the squad, because, you know, they are used to playing early games on Sundays, do you think it makes much of a difference to them, or do they even care about the time themselves?
I don't think the players care about the time themselves. They're primed to perform whenever. And I've no doubt that John Kiley and the management team and his backroom team would have taken steps to have training at a certain time to replicate the 6 o'clock throne over the last couple of weeks. You know, for fans, it's very tricky. You know, you had the same thing with Clare and Galway in last year's semi-final, the same thing in the Saturday evening, where Limerick and Cork played the following day. I don't see the reason why it was changed back to this. I'm not aware of any big reason. In the past, they had the semi-finals over 2 weekends, as in Limerick and Kilkenny will be playing this Sunday, and Wexford and Tipperary the following week. Has that changed due to recovery times and both teams having a fair recovery time? It probably is. But it's a shame because, I mean, the game starts at 6 and finish around 8. It's an hour to get out of Croke Park, maybe, in the surrounding areas. You're looking at people getting back on the road. They're probably back by 12 o'clock. So it's tough in that sense, but I'm sure there's a necessity for it, but I don't know.
I think it's safe to say the pubs and the nightclubs are probably happy enough about it.
I'd imagine so, yeah. I think there's a good few people staying in Dublin, something like 30 to 35,000 Limerick fans expected. So
wow, incredible.
It's going to be some atmosphere. And of course, the minor game on before it as well. Talking to Dermot Mullins, the minor manager, during the week. They're likely to be without Dermot Hegarty, who of course is Garrod Hegarty's younger brother. He's done a cruciate ligament in a club injury, so he's out. And their captain, Michael Keane, is also expected not to be fit for this game. So a couple of blows there for them, but they've had a brilliant season to date. They've won Munster. Dermot's talking about not all he cares about, but his biggest remit when taking over this job is developing players. So it's already bonus territory maybe for them, developing players for the 20s and seniors in the future. Yeah,
it's incredible. Now we have to also just look to Sunday, Tipperary and Wexford. I know there's a lot of talk obviously surrounding Tipperary. I think a lot of people are already predicting a Limerick-Tipperary All-Ireland final. What are your thoughts on the game?
I don't think it's that simple. You can't discount Wexford given the way they've played this year and the last number of years with Davy in charge. Tipperary didn't really impress against Laois, in the quarter final. They're still smarting from the Munster final defeat to Limerick, but Tipperary will bizarrely be favourites going into that game. But if Wexford can attack their back line like Limerick did, and as in run at them constantly, because it's an ageing Tipperary defence, Wexford Durham with a great show. Look, both games are very hard to call. Look, the theory has been from even before the Munster final that a lot of people were expecting Limerick Tipperary final. Limerick hammering Tipperary in the Munster final kind of put people back a bit on that, but I still think I'd be more confident tipping Limerick than I would either Wexford or Tipperary.
Okay, perfect stuff. John Keogh, thank you so much for chatting to the Limerick Post.
More than welcome.
And of course, Mayor Michael Sheehan has asked that entire Limerick City and County go green, be it changing your lights, be it putting up flags, wearing green. I think it's safe to say we're all going to go green this weekend. And I hope this is not the last time that we're talking to each other.
Hopefully not. Hopefully the All-Ireland final in a few weeks' time as well. Maybe.
Thanks so much, John. I know I'm sure Sporting Limerick will have all the action on the day as well for those of you that cannot travel up to Croke Park. And again, John Keogh, thank you so much.
More than welcome.
Conor Ward, how are you getting on?
Good, how are you? Thanks a million for having me.
Oh, welcome to Treaty City Brewery. What a setting for this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. It's really, really nice. Love it.
Have you had much of the beer from here?
I haven't had it from here, from the source. I've had it all right around town. But yeah, I think right at the source is where you get it nicest.
Oh, it's pretty cool in here.
Yeah.
I've done the tour as well. I've seen the whole place and I just have to say everything about it is incredible.
Yeah, it's brilliant to have something like this in Limerick, and supporting Limerick businesses.
Exactly. Speaking of Limerick, you and I are blow-ins. I'm from
Yeah.
Galway and you're from Mayo.
Yeah.
But we go back a long way, but we're not really going to tell too many stories because we were in college together, we were
College
students
days.
together, and we don't need to go.
No,
we're just
just-
going to forget
yeah.
about those
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
Good times though.
Good crack.
But stories that do not need to be shared.
No, great crack this time. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
after the cameras stop rolling.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like-
yeah.
So tell us now, are you a proud Mayo man?
Oh, very proud Mayo man. Yeah. I'd go to all the games now with my family. It's a very big thing in our house, as it is probably in every house in Mayo.
Yeah.
We're just kind of mental into the football. But yeah, we were down at Kilkenny there. Was it a week or two ago? It was amazing weather. Unfortunately, the result wasn't great, but I was brilliant. There was unbelievable atmosphere around.
Yeah.
And again, next week in Castlebar, it's going to be brilliant. Donegal coming, and sure, we remember all the Donegal crew from college. They're usually not too quiet
Donegal
either.
Tuesday,
so
and whatnot.
so it should be faily wild, and hopefully the result goes well for Mayo. It'll be
Like,
brilliant.
how is it being a Mayo fan and going through all this heartache, but still pulling it up every year and going on again?
Yeah, I don't know. It teaches you a lot about life, I suppose. But people often kind of pity you and, oh, she's all power on Mayo. But like, we have so many amazing days. Like, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like, no one gets entertainment like we do. And it's brilliant. It's probably the only time all our family get together is for all the family just to go to a match. I remember Mother's Day there, we all went to the league final. Like,
lovely.
that was always going
Great.
to happen. Like, my mum could have stayed at home, but she knew well the only way to see all her family was to come to the match. But like, we won the league final. It was a brilliant day. We were all delighted.
I remember when I was living in London, it was the Mayo and Dublin final. Would that have been
Yeah.
2014?
There was two of them, yeah.
2013?
Two in a row.
Yeah, one of them anyways. And I remember going to, was it Waxy's in, what is it, Leicester Square, the
Oh,
Irish
yeah.
pub.
I know
And
it,
it
yeah.
was jammers.
Wild, yeah.
And everyone was cheering for Mayo and they're like, everyone, and
Yeah.
they didn't win. And I remember it was just like, it was just crazy. You couldn't even move inside the place.
I know, yeah. It's just this kind of, I don't know, it's never say die attitude. And it's just, I think it comes from the team, the fact that they could be 5 points down, they still come back somehow to win games. And just, I think that feeds into supporters as well.
One year it's going to happen.
Some year.
I have to say as well, Mayo jerseys must be the best selling jerseys in ever because they're everywhere, all over the world. Like
Everywhere.
I'm wondering, is there someone that's like paying people across the world to wear Mayo jerseys? They
It's crazy.
turn up everywhere.
I was backpacking in Australia, it's a good few years ago now, but I was in a place called Magnetic Island.
Yeah.
It's this tiny island, it's equivalent to the Aran Islands in Australia. There's about 100 people on it, but there's cool like little hostels and stuff over there. You can see koalas and that. But I was going out for breakfast. So I had this guy walking along, Mayo jersey. I was like, honestly, I cannot go anywhere. So
It's
obviously we
funny.
were chatting away, and you do the usual, just so-and-so, blah, blah. So yeah.
I know,
gas.
it's funny, isn't it? It always
Yeah,
happens.
gas.
Now, obviously, closer to home, we're both, as said, into Limerick now. We're both
Yeah.
diehard Limerick fans. We are Limerick people through and through.
Oh, 100%.
How have you found it here and how are you settling into Limerick life?
Brilliant. I love Limerick. I'm here 4 years now, and I'm working there in the hospital and gigging around the place, and just musicians in Limerick have been amazingly supportive. Like, I supported the Hermanship Green guys. I recorded a single with the brilliant Emma Langford, and she's always like unbelievably supportive of everything. Places like Dolan's, I played Dolan's a good few times, and they're also brilliant, like organising. They got me into Sport the Stunning, who I was obsessed with growing up. So like, Limerick has given me so much in terms of music. Places like Charlie Malone's, I go there on a Thursday night, and it's great crack. So there's tons happening in Limerick. It's a brilliant spot to be.
The music scene's incredible. You just
Amazing.
mentioned Hermitage Green and Emma Langford.
Yeah.
They've both been on the show, and I think it's just so amazing to see like the variety as well, but also how supportive you all are of each other. Because I do see you all on social media, hanging out, gigging together, playing together. Like, it's brilliant.
100%. I think they kind of understand. Everyone understands the same struggles that you go through, you know, trying to organise gigs and, you know, sending emails to radio stations and all this kind of crack. But it's brilliant. Everyone helps each other out and tries to look after each other. So it's great.
Now, tell me about the new single.
Yeah, so the new single is out today, actually. The Wind is Free. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, all the usual spots. And it's quite a upbeat song, uplifting song. And the idea, I wanted to write an upbeat kind of summery vibe song.
Yeah.
And the actual idea came for it as a girl that I work with. She met the guy she's now going out with, and after a few months, he kind of asked her, you know, they're falling for each other, and he asked her, do you want to buy a boat and sail around the world? And
I mean, not just like sail like up and down the Shannon.
No, not
around the world.
maybe they started with that. I'm not sure. They could have eased their way into it. But she basically went. She'd never been in a boat or, you know, sailed around. So she went off and learned everything she needed to know. He was obviously into sailing originally, and they did it. They bought a boat. It's called Jingo, and
oh, wow.
they've been all over. Like, they just will take off. They set sail from West Cork to Lanzarote, stay there for a while, then across the Atlantic.
It's like, the dream, isn't it?
They'd be going. It is the dream, but you know, it's tough too. Like, they go across the Atlantic for 2 weeks, like no contact with anyone, just the two of them on this boat in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, that should be tough.
Which could be tough too, you know, but it's obviously so, you've so much freedom, but then there's obviously, it's a scary part of it as well. And then they just went to the Caribbean, chilled out in the Caribbean for a while, drinking with the locals. That's one of the lines in it, drinking with the locals in the island bars. And then they went across the Azores, and then they're back now again, actually. But I just thought, you know, I'm no good of a songwriter if I can't write a song about that, because it's just so inspirational.
Yeah.
I just thought it's brilliant, and it's perfect for something. But it's not even about the sailing. It's whatever you want to do. Just the whole idea of going for it and just going after it. If it's you want to quit your job and open a bakery and, you know, sell pastries, or if you want to go back to college because you never went, just going after something that you're passionate about and, you know, living your life before it gets too late.
You're just like selling this whole idea of going sailing around the world. I'm like, I could do that. I could just buy a boat and go off.
100%. I'm hoping with the single now that the sales of sailboats go through the roof, and I get a little bit of commission, like, which would be nice.
And get yourself a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
myself my own boat. Yeah.
Does she know the song? It was about her?
I told her. I figured I had to tell her, because I was like, I'm going to be talking about you in interviews and stuff. So I flagged her. No, she was actually the first person I sent the song to.
Yeah.
So I was quite nervous about that, because if they didn't like it, you know, I would have been fairly upset. I was like, well, I wrote it about you, but they love it. So
it's kind of cool though too, because a lot of time you talk to artists, they're always like, they always take from their own experience, or so they're like, yo, this is from my breakup, or from my makeup, or from whatever. So it's cool to see like that you got someone else's story and you did that. So
100%. Yeah, I think like I just probably have led a boring life for the last 6 months and don't have anything good to write about. So, well, you have a way better story than me, so I'm just going to write about that. But no, it's brilliant. You can take stories from everywhere, you know. So it was really good.
No, it's really cool. I really love it. So tell me, what is the plan for the next couple of weeks or for the rest of the summer?
So I'm actually, the immediate launch of it, I'm actually playing in Castlebar Saturday night, supporting brilliant U-Man. So that should be really good. That's back in my hometown. And then on Tuesday, I'm playing in Kenny's Bar in Lahinch, which is a beautiful spot. I love playing the White Horse Sessions, but it just to tie in with the whole theme of the song there on the beach playing, and I'm playing a full band there, so really looking forward to that.
It's a pity the Fall Ocean Race isn't coming back.
I know, be amazing. I know. You know, it could have been the theme song.
I literally
would have been perfect.
I mean, the start of All Ocean Race, I didn't even know what the sailboats looked like. By the end of it, I was a diehard sailing
That's it, exactly.
enthusiast.
Yeah, that was a brilliant time.
We could find the Volvo Ocean Race and just
go for it.
On,
yeah. Once I buy that boat, I'll go find it. So
Take off.
Yeah, but then I'll have a few more gigs that I'm kind of have in the works at the minute, but people can find out about them on my It's Conor Ward Music on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So if they look them up, they'll find out what's going on.
Check it out. I have to ask this as well. You're saying you're playing at home, and I know I've seen you gig in Limerick as well.
Yeah.
What's it like playing at home compared to playing in other places? Because like your home crowd. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I went to school with you. Oh,
I
you're
know,
my
yeah.
teacher. Oh, I know you.
Yeah, but it's nearly like that in Limerick as well, because like even the people I work with are so supportive. They come into the gig, and I know a load of gang here as well. So it's kind of a home away from home. But of course, when you're at home and all your family is there, but they're kind of so used to seeing me all the time. They see me gigging forever. Oh, sure, Conor's playing again,
Yeah.
Whereas,
There he goes off with his guitar.
Oh yeah, that's the lad with the guitar. Yeah, he's singing again. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Well, the guitar is here.
It is.
And you're going to play a song for us?
I am.
What are you going to play for us?
Well, I said I'd do a cover, and I wanted to tie in with the nautical theme of the whole Wind is Free. So I've decided to do a Disney one, and I've gone for Under the Sea.
Oh, incredible. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you set up. And what we're going to do right now while you're setting up is we're going to show or play a snippet of your new song as well.
Okay.
And Conor Ward, thank you so much for chatting to Limerick Post.
Thanks a million for having me.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. You seem swell. You're reaching for adventure, baby, I can tell. Let's just leave the mainland and explore. You're drowning in the rat race, you need more. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's league. You dream about going up there, but that day's a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on this ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for under the sea? Under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, work all day, out in the sun to slave away, while we devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is happy, as off through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy, they sad cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky, they in for a worse fate. One day when the boss gets hungry, guess who's gonna be on that plate? Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beats us, fries us and eats us in fricassee. We walk the land folk love to cook, under the sea we off the boat. We got no troubles, life is the bubbles under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea. We got the beat here, it's nice and sweet here naturally. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they got the urge to start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea.
Lovely.
And finally, the very best of luck to the Limerick senior and minor hurling teams taking to the pitch in Croke Park. Also, all the Limerick tag rugby players who are heading to Galway to take part in the regionals. Remember to see more videos, head over to limerickpost.ie/show. I'm Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show, keeping Limerick posted.